Shaker Makers, it's Demo Donna back for some more fun in 2021. And I am so excited to be here with Queen & Company, showing you another fantastic kit. I have actually already done a video using this kit, but this kit is so versatile and so amazing. If you have been holding off on grabbing this kit, now is the time. I will, of course, put the link in the description below so you know exactly how to get it and where to go, queenandcompany.com. And that's right, I'm talking about the special delivery kit. This is a year-round card making or scrapbooking kit. So like I said, if you've been holding off, there are some in stock right now. So hop on over to queenandcompany.com and make sure you grab yourself the special delivery kit. I am going to be making a Slimline card today. I'm also going to be doing a couple little tricks with alcohol markers. I am not a certified professional in any way. I am just a crafter and have fun just like you guys. So trial and error. Sometimes I mess it up. Sometimes I just keep on trucking on. No pun intended. All right, here is the Slimline card that we're going to be making. You can see the alcohol markers used on the clouds. We're going to be doing a little stamping. We're going to be making some fun little accent to our border here. I'm also going to tell you guys the dimensions of the Slimline card that I like to use. And I just thought it would be really fun with the free flow of the hearts for this. Sending you loads of love. Now, this is great for obviously upcoming Valentine's Day, but this is a card that you could send year round as well. This will put a smile on anybody's face, right? So, you guys, I hope you enjoy this video. I also wanted to say, feel free to subscribe if you are new to our channel. And we have a contest, of course. So this week, the word will be love. Our winner will be chosen randomly and they will receive 1,000 crowns. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video so I can tell you the winner of the last video I posted, which was 2 weeks ago. And we will be announcing that name. I also wanted to really quickly let you guys know, if you're finding us on Facebook, to check Facebook. If you're finding us on YouTube, to check out the Facebook pages. So you're gonna wanna go to Queen & Company, like that page. You're gonna wanna obviously go to Instagram. You're gonna wanna go check out the Queen & Company royalty page. A lot of helpful tips and hints and great creations from our fantastic customers. So make sure you check all those out. Also, if you ever have any questions, comment below. I'll be happy to help you out as best as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Comment with love to be entered into this week's contest. For this card, I chose to use a Slimline card. Now, for my Slimline measurements, to make it really easy, I like to cut my 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock and just cut 4 inches off and make it 8.5 by 7 inches. And then you simply fold it in half. So this is 8.5 here by 7 inches. And then you could score it in the middle, fold it in half, and then you've got a great Slimline card. And I also wanted to share with you guys that fits in the size number 10 envelope. So this is a security one, but I just wanted to show you guys that that fits in your standard number 10 size envelope, and actually with some with some room there. You've got like a good 1/4 of an inch, maybe even a little bit more on all your sides, which is great if you have a little dimension in your card or if you want to have something sticking out on the edges. So that's a really easy Slimline size if you're new to doing Slimlines. Let's move that guy. As you guys know, Queen & Company is coming out with some Slimline dies. So make sure you keep an eye on the new arrivals so you can see all the fun stuff happening. Okay, so this is a 2-part. I'm going to show you guys some cute Valentine's cards with both trucks. So with this first one, we are going to be using the side profile of the pickup truck. Now, I did a video last year during the holidays. Actually, it was prior to the holidays, and I'll add the link to it. And we used the pickup truck, and we used the double gate in the back and a shaker card. Well, with this one, I wanted to show you how cool it is with this die and the fact that you get 2 different gate sizes with the actual kit. So I wanted to show you using the smaller gate size or fencing. I don't know really what you call it. I never had this cool little back part of my pickup truck. It was just your basic Toyota pickup truck, very uneventful. Okay, so as you can see here, there are these little notches, which is fantastic. Great engineering by Queen & Company once again. So it makes it really simple. You can either fold them over. I'm using my fingernail tool to hold it in place while I fold it. Obviously it's paper, so we don't want to damage it. And then I am just going to trim that off, just like so. Now, you could use the backing, but I'm gonna leave it open. Like, I just want the bed of the truck to be open, and I'm sure you've seen pickup trucks that look like this before. So when this is gonna be assembled, we are adhering the smaller fence, which I've already die cut in black, and we are gonna be adhering that just like that. So if you're using the larger one, you can go ahead and keep that additional piece on, but because we're using the smaller one and we are not making a shaker, this is my first non-shaker card, except for the 101s, of course. Okay, so really quick, in this kit, the special delivery kit, you get this fantastic paper pad. Now, if you notice, it really touches on a lot of the holidays with the color palettes. So I am using this color palette down here with the blue polka dot, the light blue polka dot, the red paper, which is really cool. You can see the red plaid, the blue plaid here, as well as the stripes. So it's a really great color palette that you can also use for birthday and for Valentine's. All right, to get started, I'm gonna go ahead and assemble my truck, and I'm gonna speed that up. If you want to watch the intricate step-by-step of the truck assembly, you can go ahead and click on the link below where I create this truck, and you can see how that was done. All right, now that we have our cute little truck assembled, I just wanted to really quickly show you guys that the tire that comes with both of the trucks on the special delivery kit have a little tiny insert, which could be white, it could be gray, it could be silver, whatever you want to do for your hubcap. I chose to use the inside of the sunflower, so it would be that cute little stitching detail. So go ahead and have fun with that if you want to switch those out. Also, these 2 pieces here are the fenders that cover your tires, and I just did a very light little foam dot to raise those up just a little bit. Okay, so next what we're going to do is I cut a strip of gray cardstock, and this is a 1/2 inch by 8.5 inches to go along the bottom. I'm creating a border. As I said earlier, I don't have the Slimline dies yet. They're not available yet, so we're just kind of faking it here. I wanted a nice big background for this card design that we're putting together, so hence why we're using the Slimline. All right, so we are creating a little border underneath our strip of road, and I am using this really beautiful striped pattern paper here. And I want to tell you a little bit of trick of cutting this out so it goes ahead and so it lines up when you run it through your die cut machine. So I took from foundation die number 4 this beautiful scalloped edge frame, and I went ahead and I just basically left about 1/8 inch, and I ran that through my die cut machine. So I'm left with one of these strips. And then what you're going to do to make sure you have your stripes going the same direction, you want to make sure your stripes are going the same orientation to continue that border, is on the opposite side, I did the exact same thing. So as you can see from this piece here, I've got my cutout on the left and the right side. So I just wanted to point that out because if you try to do this edging and you cut one on this side and then you cut one out on this side, your stripes are not going to be going diagonal in the same direction. So just a little tip. Just a fun little tip for you guys to make this a little bit easier when you're assembling it. All right, I'm going to use my sheer glue. And I am just going to run a little strip of my sheer glue. And I am going to flip that over. I'm just going to make sure. Always helps. So I'm using that great little stitch edge as a marker. So I pretty much just want the stitch edge just behind the edge, so hidden. So as you can see, you just get that cute little scalloped border sticking out. So now what I'm gonna do on this side is I just want it to overlap by one little loop. So I am going to eyeball it, take a giant pencil from back in the day, from kindergarten classes. Okay, and I'm gonna just set this down, and right here is where I'm gonna cut. So as you could see when I line this up, it's just gonna go overlapping one loop. And like I said, I wasn't gonna be too picky on if it's the same color. And since this is going behind, I'm just gonna hand cut it instead of using my paper trimmer. Add some sheer glue. And then stick this on the back of my 8.5 inch by 1/2 inch. And then look at that. Doesn't that work out just nicely? And I'm literally just eyeballing it, making sure, moving it a little bit. That's the nice part about using a wet adhesive. I could have used the red liner tape, but if I did that, once you stick the paper down, it's permanently stuck on there. So it was nice to use the sheer glue, a wet adhesive, because therefore I was still able to push it around a little bit. Just a quick little roller adhesive. And then go ahead and lay that down. I want a little tiny white trim. There we go. And if it's sticking over a little bit, like mine kind of is on this side, just flip over your cardstock, take your scissors, and just trim it like that. And then you have it nice and even on both sides. All right, next we are going to add our cute little truck. Now I'm not going to, but if you wanted to add little black dashes along your road or little white dividers along your road with like a white glue pen, feel free. I think that will be a lot of fun. Again, I'm not going to. I'm just gonna let it be gray. Let it be gray. Another really cool thing you could do always with vehicles is you could just take a little piece of leftover acetate and you could adhere it to the inside back of the window to make it have that shiny look. And you can also even use, I'm trying to grab a piece of like some leftover plastic from your stamp sets that you get in your kits, and you could, like I said, just trim this out and stick that inside of your car in the window, and that would be a really cute reflective window looking type of doohickey. You know, doohickey, that's a very common word these days. Oh, that's funny. All right, I put a little bit of sheer glue on my truck, and I'm using my finger tools to push that down. And now I have my cute little truck on my card, moving right along, guys. We're making magic happen here. All right, so like I said, this is not going to be a shaker. Surprise, surprise, right? Shaker makers watching a shaker making video and there's no shaker. what we're going to do is we're going to add some little goodies behind here. It's going to kind of look like a shaker, but it's not going to be one. What you get in your kit are the perfectly cut out shakers. If you're using the double, the larger little fencing area, then you could use your shakers. And then you also have one for the tailgate of your rear facing truck. So unless you want to cut around, which you totally can, and rig it a little bit, you can make a little shaker. I just figured it's so tiny. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm simply gonna use some of my hearts. There's a little dash. I'm not gonna go any higher with gluing my hearts up. And I'm just gonna put a couple on. Now you can use tweezers. If you don't have fingernails, you can use your little tweezer tool. My fingernails will do the trick just fine. And we are just gonna throw some hearts in here. All right, now what I went ahead and did is I do happen to have some black foam tape, and I simply just cut some strips out. So when I need smaller pieces, I literally just cut them right on my actual foam tape piece. So that's what I did here. So therefore it has a backing on it. And I already put 4 of them on here. So I'm gonna pop the backing off. All right, and I am just gonna scoot under my fender here, just like so, and then pop that on. There you go. So next we are going to be creating our clouds for foundation. These are from foundation die number 9. There's 2 different cloud sizes. And again, they have that beautiful little stitching on them, which is just so cute. I am gonna be using some Copic markers. I think these literally are 15, maybe 15 or 20 years old. This is C1, this is cool gray. Literally I have 1 gray. I have 1 gray, I maybe have 3 blues. This is B00, is the lightest one that I have. And then I'm also using a blender. So this is the colorless blender 0. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm using this tip, and I'm sure it's called something, the brush tip. And I'm just doing like a scoop around my clouds. So I'm definitely utilizing that whole brush tip. Like I said, I'm sure some of you watching have an amazing cloud creation that you've mastered over the years, so feel free to fast forward if you've got this down. I've just played with a couple different ways that I wanted to share this with you guys, and this technique worked the best for me. All right, so now I'm using B00. Like I said, it was my lightest blue, and the gray and the blue together kind of match the blue paper here. Not that you need to be like perfect. Okay, so I literally just went around the edge. Sometimes I went out of the lines, and I'm gonna be okay. I'm then gonna take my colorless blender using that same brush tip, and I am literally doing, I've said literally a million times, sorry guys. I am doing little squiggles, kind of just to pull that color around, make it a little bit more organic versus a brush tip, so kind of a little bit more cloudy looking. It's a technical term. If you want to use cloudy, well, cloudy is a term, Donna. All right, and I'm doing a grayish cloud. I live in Los Angeles. Our clouds are gray. Okay, and that, as you can see right now, it's still a little wet, and once it dries, it's gonna look like that. Okay, so I am gonna probably use 2 little clouds and 1 large one. So I should have let you know how many to cut out before we started coloring, but you guys are pros, so you got this down. Okay, for the stamping, I had about 4 different shades of teal. I liked the way this one stamped out lighter, so I'm gonna show you guys a little stamping trick. It doesn't work with all inks. It worked really nicely with this one. You could also emboss. I think, you know, the teal looks nice with the cloud, but if you would rather use like a label from one of the foundation dyes, that would be cool too. And you can use red and that would be pretty. Okay, so I am using Sending Lots of Love. And this ink, when I first stamp it out, is very dark. So what I did is I took a piece of scrap paper and I stamped it once. And then I went over to my big cloud, which I have up here, and I stamped it a second time, like so, inside of my cloud. And I wanted it to be a little faded, a little smudgy, a little lighter versus that intensity of the original dye ink. So you could see a big difference inside of my cloud with the actual true color of the dye ink versus the second stamp out. You don't want to wait too long. I waited a little long and that's why it's lighter, but I'm actually okay with this too. I think that looks pretty too. So again, the point of this, I didn't have a lighter color. So when I was doing a bunch of different test strips to see what color ink I wanted to use, I actually liked the second version. So kind of came up with that. So there is a little stamping trick. Now we are going to go ahead and add our clouds. Like I said, we're going to do 2 little ones and one big one. I was super excited to use these clouds because they're very fun. Okay, so now we have our clouds. You can see like with using the colorless blender that you get this cool little faded, more of a natural look. If you've never worked with Copic before, to me that was the huge selling point, was the blending and the fading, so it looked more realistic versus like a strong brush stroke from a marker. All right, so last but not least, we have 2 more steps. We are going to add our hearts. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. What we're going to do is add a couple hearts in the back of our truck like so. And then we are going to do a fun little falling out of the truck design. All right, there you have it. Sending you loads of love. So as you could see, I saw one of Greta's designs using this side-facing truck. She put a heart on the front door and I just love that idea. So I went ahead and did that with this truck as well. You've got this beautiful color palette and then these fun hearts floating out of the truck. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed watching the creation of that card. It was a lot of fun to put together. Again, comment below with the word love to enter into next week's contest. And now, the moment you have all been waiting for, I am going to be picking a winner from our last video. And the winner is Julie Hurley. Congratulations, Julie. Enjoyed watching these gift wrapping ideas is what Julie said. So thank you so much, Julie. Shoot us over an email and we'll be able to add those 1,000 crowns to your account. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Remember, there will be a second part of this video with the other truck to this kit. So keep an eye out for that. Bye-bye.